Firstly, it starts when a student of Donnie Yen is kidnapped by some thugs. The student's father is a police officer and he asks Donnie to help him in finding his son. They start searching around the area where they suspect that the kidnappers live. But they don't find any clues there, so they go back to the police station. Meanwhile, Donnie is also worried about his son because he has not been able to contact him for a long time now. So he calls his wife and asks her to check on their son's cell phone's GPS tracker. But she doesn't know how to use it properly, and so she can only tell them that his phone is somewhere near their house. Later on, one of the men, who kidnapped the student, calls up one of Donnie's friends who knows how to repair cell phones, but unfortunately, this friend was beaten up by those thugs before he could help them out with their phones. Donnie then decides to head out alone with his friend who knows how to fix cell phones in order for them try and find his son using his friend's knowledge about fixing cell phones once again. Firstly, it starts when a student of Donnie Yen is kidnapped by some thugs. They are about to kill him when he tries to escape and accidentally kills them in the process. He then runs away from the scene, but not before giving an address to his family where they can find him. Donnie Yen's family goes there and finds out that their son has been kidnapped by some thugs. They find out that they were killed by him, and then try to find out who he is and why he did this. The rest of the movie involves finding out what happened, who kidnapped him and why, and how he managed to escape from them all. The story of Big Brother involves a young man named Tien, Donnie Yen, who is studying at university. But one day someone comes into his apartment building with a gun pointed at him and takes him away with no explanation. The main character is Donnie Yen, a former street kid who became one of Hong Kong's greatest action stars. He plays the role of Huang Fei-hung, a martial arts expert who helps people in need, but he has a dark side. In this film, he meets with Mr. Wong, Louis Koo, who helps him to solve some problems. The film also stars Louis Koo and Vivian Sung as Huang Fei-hung's friends in his journey to save those who need help from criminals. Huang Fei-hung was originally an orphan who was raised in a jail cell for 7 years after being arrested for killing someone during an altercation over unpaid gambling debts with another man named Big Brother. When Big Brother convinces him that he should use his skills to fight crime instead of fighting against it, Huang Fei-hung agrees and begins to use his kung fu skills. The two must defeat villains with powerful weapons and martial arts skills. They also have to fight against each other at times during the movie. The story is about how these two people overcome their differences and fight against evil. The movie is full of action and has many twists and turns that make it interesting to watch. It also has some funny moments which makes it even more enjoyable to watch. There are many scenes where Donnie Yen uses his agility and strength in order to defeat his enemies, which makes him look like a real hero. Donnie Yen's character uses his kung fu skills to defeat the thugs and save his student from being killed. The film ends with Donnie Yen's character defeating all 3 thugs and saving his student's life. The first thing that I notice about this film was how good it looks. It was very nice to see such great graphics in an action movie like this one, even though it wasn't too realistic. The second thing that I noticed was how well done the fight scenes were. They were very realistic, and they looked just as intense as they would if they were real-life fights. And lastly, I loved how there were no special effects used during any of these fight scenes. Everything was just shot by hand so that you could really feel like you were watching someone actually fighting. Conclusion: Donnie Yen is a stuntman and action director who has starred in many films, including the Ip Man trilogy, The Killer, Ip Man 3, and Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon 2. He has done some stunts for years and he is one of the most trusted stuntmen in Hollywood. One day, Donnie Yen was doing a fight scene for his movie when suddenly his student was kidnapped by some thugs. Donnie Yen immediately rushed to save his student from the thugs and let him go safely.